All right, guys, what's going on? Welcome in. So in this one, I wanted to really go over a piece that Rich Cimini just put out regarding Justin Fields, kind of his relationship right now with the New York Jets. I mean, we've had multiple players rave about Fields. We've obviously heard a ton about Aaron Glenn. Let's dive into it, right? Let's dive into some of these quotes here because, personally, if you're just looking at names on paper, if you're looking at resumes, Aaron Rodgers compared to Justin Fields is, there's obviously a monumental difference. Aaron Rodgers is a future Hall of Famer, no doubt about it. And with Justin Fields, he's still in that mode of trying to prove himself, right? 26 years old, still feels like he has untapped potential. But the Rodgers thing didn't work, and the Jets obviously pivoted. So we're in a really cool maybe situation where the Jets are relying heavily on Fields, and Fields is relying heavily on the Jets, right, to turn his career around and to really, establish or cement himself as a franchise quarterback in the National Football League, right? We've seen flashes, we've seen games, we've seen amazing plays, runs, throws, crazy highlights, things like that. But where is that consistency? Can it all be put together this season with the Jets? But let's dive into some of these quotes, right? First one up here from John Simpson. He's a super good guy and super quiet. He stays to himself, and you can see how determined he is to be great. So it's going to be fun to watch. Here's one from Jeremy Ruckert. Speaking from personal experience, he's made some throws to me, some windows you didn't think were open, and the ball ends up right on your body. So it's good to have that connection back and be able to reflect on those memories we had. But I think even more importantly, we're looking forward to making some new ones. Let's go. He continued on by saying, I think a really good trait about him is that he doesn't listen to anything outside. I think he's very internally driven and always wants to be the best for all the right reasons. I think he's a perfect fit for New York in that atmosphere that you get put in. He's going to work every day and showcase that attitude. He's going to give everything he's got and play the position a different way than a lot of people do it. Yeah, that's a whole other dynamic to this whole, situation here with Justin Fields, right? The running ability. I know Justin Fields isn't as maybe coveted as a Lamar Jackson, a Josh Allen, a Kyler Murray. But when you're purely talking about, hey, who are the top 5 running quarterbacks in football, Justin Fields is in the mix. I mean, man, this dude can fly. He can make people miss. And what's so funny is, like, you go back to Ohio State, and he was like a pocket passer. He was a pocket passer who can move a little bit. But in the NFL, he's completely improved in that area. And you just don't see jumps like that. Just, up from a pocket passer in college to all of a sudden a top 5 running quarterback, in the NFL. I mean, hats off to Justin Fields. You got to give him credit. That's an area of his game that I'm so looking forward to with this Jets team. Thinking back on it, like, who have been the most maybe lethal with their legs at the quarterback position for the Jets? Like you're looking at this, really, you could go a long ways back, probably until Michael Vick, I'd have to say, if you're purely talking about, threat of running. Does it keep DCs up at night? And even with Michael Vick, it was so late into his career, but, Darnold had some escapability, but not a running quarterback. Zach Wilson, escapability. Both guys, I think it would be a stretch to say, they're dual threats. Zach would, scamper off and make some plays. He had one crazy play. I think it was late in the season against the Jacksonville Jaguars one year. Crazy long touchdown run, excuse me. But, he's not out here getting 400, 500, 600 rushing yards a season or anything like that. Geno Smith is up there as well, but, that's someone where if you're talking about Geno Smith's game, you're not talking about his running abilities as a top 3-4 trait in his arsenal. You're talking about accuracy, decision-making, ball velocity, right? There's a lot of traits that Geno Smith brings to the table, and I would say running the football isn't in that top 3. Josh McCown, no. Bryce Petty, no. Like, bottom line is Justin Fields is the most talented runner at the quarterback position that we've had in a long, long time. So I'm hoping that we see more of that. I mean, if we can get 800-900 rushing yards from the quarterback position alone, on top of the pass game, on top of, the great stable of backs that we have, I mean, man, like this offense can be pretty annoying to go up against, right? If they're constantly just chipping away, the clock is running down. The Jets defense, on the other hand, is rusted. You're giving Steve Wilkes and Aaron Glenn time to kind of reflect and game plan as you go, be able to adjust. If the Jets can sustain drives, oh man, like that fires me up. The Jets have had a difficult time sustaining drives. 9, 10, 11, 12 play drives consistently week after week after week. I hate 3-and-outs. It's one of my least favorite things about football. Just the momentum swings the other way. The offense can't get in a rhythm. You're putting the defense back out in the field. It's just, you just kind of feel a little empty. Like, man, there's more to be desired there, right? We're practicing all week in a specific game plan. We're installing certain plays, and within three snaps, we're punting the football back. So again, I'm hoping with Justin Fields' running abilities that we should hopefully, theoretically, see more first downs and have that clock continue to move. So Cimini makes a great point, and this is something that we were talking about when Justin Fields initially signed with the Jets, right? Cimini says, Fields made an impression on Glenn, who, as the Lions defensive coordinator, recognized the difficulty in defending the dual threat ability. The Jets haven't had that dynamic runner at the quarterback in ever. Okay, yeah, so he's talking about what we were just talking about. Only one quarterback in the modern era has rushed for more than 350 yards in a season. Geno Smith had 366 back in 2013. Yeah, I think Justin Fields is going to potentially double that. That's how good of a runner Fields is. I don't want to guarantee anything, of course, but because we still don't even know what the system is fully going to look like. But I'm excited for it, right? I think there's a plan in place. I don't think the Jets would have signed Justin Fields on a multi-year contract for that price tag on day one of free agency if they're like, okay, great, we don't really like you all that much. Doesn't make sense, right? Or if it's just like, wow, we don't know how to utilize your legs. There has to be that organizational belief. Hey, you know what? This guy's a great fit for what we want to do on the offensive side of the football, and we feel like he could still grow at that position. Let's take a look at some of these rushing numbers. So his rookie year in 2021, he had 420 rushing yards with 2 rushing TDs in only 12 games. That's pretty impressive. 2022, oh my, 1,100 rushing yards in 15 games. So he didn't even play the full season. 8 rushing touchdowns, over 1,100 rushing yards. That's, for context, that's more than Breece Hall has ever had in a season. And he's doing it at the quarterback position. 2023, 13 games played, 657 rushing yards with 4 TDs on the ground. Last year with the Steelers, 10 games played, 289 rushing yards with 5 rushing touchdowns. This guy can move. This guy's electric with the football in his hands. I cannot wait until the start of the season. And I think something else that's worthy to bring up here, worthy to talk about, think about the best running quarterbacks in football. Take your pick. Lamar, Josh Allen, again, Kyler Murray. If we know that as fans, we know how good these guys are as fans of football, as fans of football. Defensive coordinators know that too. Year after year after year after year, these quarterbacks continue to make plays, continue to rack up yards, continue to get in the end zone on the ground, and add this element to each individual offense. In other words, it's a very difficult thing to stop. Yeah, of course, Lamar Jackson is a great running quarterback. Okay, the game plan maybe defensively is limit Lamar's running potential. If it was that easy, it would have been done already. Of course, there's a clunker here and there, but try to, we see how much defensive coordinators struggle against Kyler, against Josh, against Lamar when they are running the football, when they're extending plays, keeping their eyes down the field. Those 3rd and 6s, being able to, drop a quarterback draw, just different situations, right? You could really utilize that as a premier weapon, a premier highlight of the offense. So the point I'm getting at here is that it's a hard thing to stop, right? Stopping a dynamic mobile quarterback is a very, very difficult thing to do in the NFL. If it was easy, we would see Lamar's numbers decline. We would see Josh Allen's numbers decline year after year. As the season progresses, it doesn't happen. And the reason why I'm talking about those, 2 quarterbacks and 3, if you want to go throw Kyler in there as well, is because as pure runners, Justin Fields is right in that mix. So I don't think it's going to be this easy thing just put a quarterback spy out there and Justin Fields' mobile abilities, his rushing abilities are completely neutralized for the day. It's not that easy. Too good of a runner, too good of a player. So I'm excited for it. Rich Cimini's piece will be listed down below in the description box. It was a lot longer than the little quotes and stuff that we talked about in here. So I highly encourage you to check it out. It's a good read here on a Friday. So anyway, thanks so much for watching. I appreciate you guys, and as always, go Jets.